So hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be doing an empties video, which I thought would be fun to do for my first video of 2023. I did actually post a video on New Year's Day, which I did pre-film back in 2022. So that was my best of 2022 for makeup. But like I said, I did pre-film that video. So this is actually my very first video of 2023. Thought it would be fun to kick it off with an empties video. I think I did that last year, so I felt like it would be fun to do that again this year. I do have a couple of housekeeping things just to share with you. I have started a newsletter. I put that out on Instagram today, actually. Actually, I did it in my stories the other day, but today it is the first day I'm putting it on the grid. So I decided to start a newsletter because I want to be able to share just some more personal things with you guys. You know, just about thoughts and feelings, a little bit deeper dives into my thoughts on beauty. Also, you know, recipes, what I tend to eat and watch and read and those kinds of things that I just either A, don't have time to do here on YouTube. And, you know, just more personal things that I want to share with you guys, but just don't necessarily feel comfortable doing here on camera on YouTube. So I thought that a newsletter would be a good way to do that and also just kind of re-inspire myself to get back into writing, which I don't really feel that inspired to do over on my blog because blogging has really turned into, you know, how to drive traffic to your blog and algorithms and SEO and all that kind of stuff, which isn't super inspiring for me in terms of writing. So I just felt like a newsletter would be a much better way to do that. And the name of my newsletter is Trish Notes, which I thought was just kind of fun in terms of, you know, writing notes to you guys, letters, missives, you know, that kind of thing. So I landed on notes. And then after I came up with the name, I realized just sort of serendipitously that notes also harkens back to the original name of my blog, which was Scent Hive, because I focused on natural perfumes and writing reviews of fragrance. And, you know, there's notes, you talk about notes and fragrance, notes and perfume. So Trish Notes kind of harkens back to that time for me when I was really focusing on perfumes. And I still, as you guys know, I still really love perfume and I love talking about perfumes. So the name Trish Notes kind of encompasses that as well, which is really nice. And I did change my Instagram name for what seems like the 100th time, but maybe the 3rd or 4th time, because I just want to have that continuity across all the platforms. And I do love the name, The Floor Aesthetic, but it is kind of a mouthful. It's a little hard to say. It's a little hard to remember. So even though I'm still attached to that name and I really love it and it does speak to me, I just don't know if it speaks to everybody else. So I changed my Instagram handle to Trish Notes. So hopefully that'll be easy to remember and say for people. And then also because my YouTube channel is Trish V, it's got my name in there. Now my Instagram handle has my name front and center in it. So I just think that'll be better overall for remembering my name and how to find me. So anyway, now that that's all taken care of, let's get into these empties. And I will say that I'm having to refilm this first portion of this empties. I went back to start the editing process and I realized that the audio was not on. My mic has been acting really funny lately. So there was no audio for the first half of this video. The audio was on for the second half of the video, so that is all good, but I'm having to refilm the first part of this empties video. So I don't know what I've got, like about 12, 15 products here. So I'm having to reshoot it. So if the first half of this video looks slightly different in terms of lighting, that is why. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into these empties. I'm not diving into the bag anymore like I am for the second half of the video because I had to kind of regroup these products. So I'm not diving into the bag. It's not like like I said, sort of that spontaneous diving into the grab bag here. I already know what I'm diving into because I already did this one. So not quite as spontaneous as it was the first time around, but here we go. The first product I'm going to talk about is the Bathing Culture Mind and Body Wash. I did save the box because I just really love the box. I love the feel of it. I love the font. And then the bottle I have to show you is actually the refill bottle. I love that you can get the bottle with just the cap on it so you don't have to get the whole component of the pump because I already have that, so less waste there. Love this body wash. I love the scent. I love the feel. It's very silky. It's perfect also for shaving. So I just love this body wash so much. And I was going to mention too that I'm not going to do a deep dive into, intensely about, scent and ingredients and all that kind of stuff, because I don't want this video to be too long. Because I will tell you, I already know it's going to be upwards of about 45 minutes or so. I don't want it to get too much longer than that. So short and sweet, quick little reviews of these products. But like I was saying, this is very silky, lathers up beautifully, absolutely love it. And the scent is absolutely divine. I do have 3 teas from Live Botanical. These are all limited edition, I believe. I will just show you one of them because the packaging is so beautiful. This is the Fruit Tisane that Carolyn of Live Botanical did this last summer. And just suffice to say that her teas are really beautiful. They're always very special. So if you are a tea lover, I highly recommend checking out the limited edition teas that she puts out. She did also put out a black tea. I can't remember if it was for the fall, but it was really beautiful. I got 2 of those. I was sent one in PR, and then I purchased one on my own because I loved it so much. Highly recommend those teas. I do also have, actually, while we're on the tea theme, I do also want to talk about the Earthwise Beauty Celine Facial Steam. And while this isn't a tea, it is very herbal focused because this is a blend of herbs and flowers for face steaming. And I don't typically use this as a facial steam in terms of like facial skincare. What I typically use these for are for my nasal passages. I use this when I'm very congested or I have a really bad cold. This last fall, as you might remember, I was talking about, I believe in my fall favorites, I was very focused on my trip to Japan and the favorites that I took, or the favorites that I had on that trip. And then I also talked about my favorites that really helped me through just a horrible, horrible sinus infection that I had. So this really helped me through that. I did a lot of sinus/facial steaming while I had that terrible sinus infection. So the Celine facial steam was very therapeutic for that. So I love having this on hand for those occasions when I am feeling pretty congested and not feeling so great. And then I have the nice benefit of it helping me with my skin. And then next up is the Abati Suisse Nanda Bar Shampoo. I absolutely love this. It just makes my hair feel very light and also very conditioned in an interesting way. They call this their detoxifying shampoo bar, which I would think would be more of like a clarifying type of shampoo, but this one leaves my hair just, like I said, not weighed down, so it kind of is light and it allows my hair to have its natural curl and wave just come out very nicely, but it also gives me a nice conditioning as well. So I really love this. Has a beautiful scent. I can smell it through the box right now, even though it's empty. It has like this really lovely kind of gardenia tropical flower type scent. So beautiful, very expensive though, so I typically do buy it on sale. They carry this at Credo and Boxwalla, so I keep my eye out for when either of those places has a 20% off. I usually stock up on it, even if I have one going. I tend to try to buy one on backup. Love this stuff. So, so beautiful. Highly recommend. Next up is another empty of the 100% Pure Bright Eyes. I've spoken about this so much. It's my favorite under eye patch for puffy eyes. It just really does the job better than any other under eye mask that I have ever tried. Don't really love the packaging. It's not the best in terms of sustainability, but it really, like I said, it just outperforms anything else I've ever tried. So I really try to reserve it for the times where I do really have super puffy eyes and, either I've got to go to work or I need to film that day, or there is some, very special reason why I do need to decrease the puffiness in my eyes. Next up is this Purple Perfecting Conditioner from Flourish Beauty Lab. It's their Vibrant and Violet Purple Perfecting Conditioner. As you guys know, I really do love Flourish Beauty Labs for their hair care. Their shampoos and conditioners just can't be beat as far as I'm concerned. I love their, I believe it's the minty line that they have is really great for my hair type, which is, I've got thick hair that can get a little bit frizzy, but is curly and wavy. So that is my favorite from them. This conditioner is really lovely. It's very similar kind of, I think it is the silky minty one that they have is the one that I really like. It's pretty similar to that in terms of what it does for my hair. So it's just sort of like the Nanda shampoo bar leaves it, you know, curly and wavy without weighing it down too much. It's an excellent detangler as well. As far as it being a purple conditioner, the pigments in here are very, very subtle. So it's not going to be, you know, along the lines of a conventional purple shampoo or purple conditioner. It's just very, very subtle. So right now, I am actually, you know, I've got a hair appointment coming up soon. I think I'll do a few more highlights in my hair. But the last time I went to the stylist, they just did a toner, just a toner over my highlights, and just to kind of, I don't know, just sort of like, I don't know, integrate my grays with my highlights and just sort of tone things down just a little bit. So I feel like that just kind of, this conditioner just sort of helps blend things just a little bit, but very, very subtly. I can just barely notice it. So if you want something that's going to be a little bit more intense, then this probably wouldn't be for you. But if you want something that's very subtle, you might want to check that out. Next up is from Nini Organics. This is their Rain Hydrating Skin Essence. I really love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful toner. I've spoken about it several times here on my channel. Just absolutely love it. It does an excellent job of hydrating your skin. I know it's empty, but it has a really beautiful kind of purpley color. It has a lovely, lovely scent, so highly recommend that one. I also have here two products I want to talk about together. This is the Laneige Cream Skin Mist and also the Youth to the People Adaptogen Soothe and Hydrate Activated Mist. I love both of these, and I'm going to talk about them together because they're kind of similar. The Cream Skin Mist, though, is more of like a lotion liquid toner or essence, I would say. It's almost like one of those liquid lotion-y toner essence kind of things, has a very nice fine mist. And then the Youth to the People Activated Mist is similar, but it's not quite as lotion-y. It's, you know, this isn't thick when it goes on because the mist is very fine, but you do get a sense that you are almost using a lotion on your skin. This one is more of an essence slash toner. They're both really lovely, both very beautiful. You can get them both at Sephora. I tend to like this one better, the Youth to the People, because I feel like I can just use it more on the day-to-day. It's just a little bit easier to use for me. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think the Laneige kind of stung my eyes a little bit. And that's why I ended up using the Youth to the People more frequently. And I ended up repurchasing this one more frequently. I think maybe I'm on my third bottle of this one. I have one right now that I'm using. So this one has become more of the staple for me. So while I really love the Laneige and I would purchase it again in the future, this one has definitely become more of my staple and I love it. I highly recommend it, and I have been purchasing it during the Sephora sales when I'm due to get another one. Next up is the Necessaire Body Serum. Now I purchased this. This is their like travel trial size, and I got this in their travel set. I think I spoke about this in my favorites video because I really loved the body scrub that they do. Really fell in love with that one. Wasn't so crazy about the body serum. This, out of all the Necessaire products I've tried, this is really the only one that has been kind of disappointing. Wouldn't repurchase this one. Didn't really seem that special to me. In terms of their body moisturizers, their cream or their lotion, the one that comes in the tube, is much more impressive to me than this one. So definitely would not repurchase that one in the future. As for a body lotion, body moisturizer that is very impressive to me is one I've spoken about several times. This is the CV Skin Labs Body Repair Lotion. I love this stuff. It is just it is a lotion, but it feels very much like a cream in how it hydrates. I mean, it goes on like a lotion, it absorbs like a lotion, but it moisturizes and just feels so luxurious on the skin that it almost feels like you're using a cream in its efficaciousness. The scent is so lovely. It kind of has this very, very mild, almost vanilla scent that has just a slight bit of nuttiness to it. I think I've mentioned this before because I have talked about this so many times that I've read the ingredient list trying to figure out what gives it that beautiful vanilla scent, but I just cannot figure it out. And it's not like a foodie vanilla scent. It's not hyper sweet or anything. It's just really subtle and very unique. So it doesn't really smell like anything else that I've ever tried. I just really love this stuff. It is quite expensive. So it is not a regular staple of mine. It's not something that I always have. It's more of like a luxurious staple. So I think they carry this at Credo. I think that's where I typically get it. So it's another one of those things where if I'm placing an order with them, especially if it's on sale and I don't have it or I'm about to run out, then I will purchase this. But like I said, it's not something that I always have because it is quite expensive. And then I have an empty here that is not expensive that I have fallen in love with over this last year, and that is from the Inky List. This is their Oat Cleansing Balm. And I have fallen in love with this for many reasons. I really love using cleansing balms that emulsify, but I also really love using them in the shower. So one thing is that it's hard to use an emulsifying cleansing balm in the shower on wet skin because as soon as you apply it to wet skin, it just kind of breaks up right away. I love the fact that you can use this on wet skin. That is actually how they recommend using it. So I love it that I'm in the shower, my face is already wet, and then by the time I'm ready to cleanse my skin is wet. That's how they recommend using it. I apply it to wet skin and it is really thick and it feels very luxurious, and you can, even though your skin is wet, you can do a nice long massage. You can really work it into your skin. It feels great. Doesn't have any kind of scent. So for those of you who don't like scented skincare, that's a huge bonus. And then you just do a really lovely massage. You can work it around your eyes so you can get off any eye makeup that you might be wearing, get off all that mascara, and then just rinse it off in the shower. Now, it doesn't necessarily rinse off completely clean. You might want to use a bit of a cloth or, a cloth for just a moment, or go in with a second cleanse. For those of you who don't mind a little bit of that feeling of a residue, which I don't necessarily mind, that's also a bonus, but a lot of times I will go in with a second cleanse. The other thing that's really nice that I have discovered is using this with a little bit of the Lena Hansen Global Trio, mixing that in. I talked about that in my favorites video, my skincare favorites, best of 2022. That's also a really nice addition to this cleanser, the cleansing balm. So yeah, I really love this. I said I wasn't going to talk too much about each of these products, but I really can't sing the praises highly enough for this product, and the fact that it is so inexpensive. I think it's around $10, maybe even less than that. I think this is a great buy, and it's obviously quite a large size tube compared to some other products. What is it? It's 5 fluid ounces, so I just think that's really great. And then next up is the Nature by Canis bar soaps. I have 2 of them here. I love these soaps. They've become a huge staple for me. I love the scent of clove that these have. I don't know if there's actually clove in here, but it smells like clove to me. It has such an amazing scent. I just love these soaps so much. They're readily available at Pharmaca. I also am able to find them here or purchase them here at New Seasons, which is my local market, so that is great. Like I said, I just love these soaps. They've become a huge staple for our family. So that does it for the first half here of the video, and now we'll roll into the second half. All right, so next up is the Osea Seabiotic Water Cream. This is a beautiful cream that I absolutely loved. I tried to leave just a little bit of the cream in there so that you could get an idea of the color of this cream. It's got just a beautiful sort of sea foam, bluish greenish color. The texture is really lovely. There's water cream obviously in the name of this product. So it's kind of got that slightly gel-like texture, but it's just super smooth, super creamy. Penetrates into the skin really quickly, but it doesn't leave that matte type texture that I really don't like, but it's also not dewy either. So it's just a really beautiful cream. I really liked it for day and night. When I used it at night, I would typically add in a drop or two of oil just to make it a little bit more emollient, but I really do love this cream. I think it's beautiful and I do highly recommend it. I also have an empty of the Moon Anna Rose toner. This is a beautiful toner. I highly recommend this to people who don't really like scented toners, but who do want some humectants in their toners, who want something that's really nice for sensitive skin. Definitely do take a peek at the Anna Rose toner from Moon if you do feel like that is something that you are interested in. I have another Osea empty here. This is the Undaria Algae Body Butter. This is the smaller size. Right now I have the very large size. Love this one so much that this did make it into my favorites of 2022. So if you're interested in hearing more about this, I would definitely recommend checking out my best of 2022 skin and body care video. So next up is the Bybi Bakuchiol Skin Restore Lightweight Night Cream. I purchased this product for when we went to Portugal. It just, as you can see, it's just like the perfect size for travel, you know, plastic tube so it's not gonna break, tight, you know, cap that you can twist on. I ended up really liking this product so much. It is just like it says, it is a lightweight night cream. I was actually able to use this during the day and just found that it did a really great job for moisturizing. Not quite enough for me for nighttime, so I would add in a drop or two of oil just to make it a little bit more emollient. Really nice ingredient deck, very, you know, simple and basic, but did the job. I love that it has some bakuchiol in here. It has just a really light scent of lavender that dissipates very quickly. So this is definitely something I would purchase again in the future. Another Lip Botanical product here. This is not limited edition. This is part of their permanent line. This is the Vibrant Garden Universal Oil. I really like using this as a cleansing oil. So this is one that you would need to remove with a cloth. This would not be an emulsifying cleansing oil for you. You can obviously use this as a moisturizer as well. Such a beautiful oil, just overall, like they say, universal oil. So like I said, I like to use it as a cleansing oil. You can use it as a moisturizer. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous oil. I'm not gonna go into the ingredients here, but definitely do check out the website. Carolyn does a beautiful job of describing her ingredients and the benefits from her skincare ingredients. And she also talks a lot about her sourcing of her ingredients and the dedication to locally grown ingredients, and also when they have harvested the ingredients from their own garden. So anyway, just go ahead and please do check out her website. And also I do have a code with Lip Botanical that you can check out below. I think I also forgot to mention that I do have a code with Moon Skincare as well. And this, what I'm reaching for now, is a new discovery. This is from Onsen Saru. This is the Hot Spring Bath Fizz. And I hope this gets in focus here for you guys because I just think that this is the most adorable packaging. I love the illustration here. And this was a new discovery for me. I did find this at Seven Sisters, which is a really adorable boutique here in Portland, but you can also get this at Beauty Habit as well, this brand at Beauty Habit. And so this is, you know, one of those bath fizzes, kind of like a bath bomb. And as you can see, it's a cube is the shape of it. And I cut it in half. It was $7, so, you know, not cheap, but also not terribly expensive for something like this. But I did cut it in half, which is what I typically do when I get something like this. So I can have 2 baths with the bath bomb. And it smells so incredible. I looked at the ingredients, and I think they mention cedar in here, but it also has a slightly citrusy scent to it. I could just be making that up, but it just has such a beautiful scent. So, you know, aromatherapeutic and relaxing. I think there's also kale and clay in here, if I'm remembering correctly. So anyway, just a really lovely bath experience. Highly recommend this. So if you're in the Portland area, definitely do check out Seven Sisters. If you're not, you can check this out at Beauty Habit, but highly recommend as a gift to somebody else or a gift to yourself. Another beautiful product for your hair is the Weleda Hair oil, this smells beautifully of rosemary. So if you like using hair oils and you like the scent of rosemary, I highly recommend this. I think my husband was using this. I personally haven't used this for a couple years. This is a favorite of his, but I've used this many times in the past, so I do personally recommend this product as well. All right, I do have another product from that Necessaire travel kit I was telling you about. This is their body wash in eucalyptus. I think I've talked about this in the past because I've had several of the Necessaire body washes in the larger size. I do really like this body wash in general. Similar to the bathing culture, this does also make for a really lovely medium for shaving as well. I do really like bathing culture much better, you know, if I were to have to decide between the two, but I do think the Necessaire is also a really lovely choice. I do really like this one a lot. I've got several mascaras in here. Let me see if I can try to get them all grouped together. This is the IT Cosmetics Tight Lining Mascara. I really like this mascara. I've used it, let's say, I think this might be my second or third tube of this. Maybe it's just my second one, but you'll see here, and again, this isn't gonna be a big review, but I do wanna show you this because it is so unique. Look at how teeny tiny this brush is. It is the tiniest brush you'll ever see, and it is used for tight lining. So as the name suggests, so when you're, you know, putting the mascara on your lashes, you literally can get up under there onto the waterline and tight line with it. It's actually pretty amazing. So now that I'm talking about it, it makes me want to get another tube of this. So I do really like this. It's very unique. I love how you can tight line with this. If you like teeny tiny little brushes to make your lashes get very fluttery, I do also recommend IT Cosmetics. I haven't purchased it for a while. I don't know if they still make it, but if they do, I definitely think I would get it again in the future. Next, I have the Rare Beauty Mascara. I really didn't love this one. This was just a little bit too chunky for me of the wand. I mean, when you look at it, it's actually doesn't really look that big, but I just found this a little too bulky, a little bit too of that dryish sort of chunky mascara. I think it ended up flaking too much on me at the end of the day. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just didn't end up loving it. And the same goes for the Beautycounter Mascara. I'm trying to remember what the name of this one was. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I'll list it down below for you so that you can know the exact name. This is what the wand looks like. It's not too big or bulky, but I just think this one ended up flaking on me too much. Just didn't love it. I really like the Tower 28 one a whole lot better, so I would not get the Beautycounter one in the future. I think I did get that one sent to me in PR, but yeah, I just wouldn't get that one in the future. And then no big surprise, I've got another empty of the Glossier Lash Slick. This is my all-time favorite mascara. I use this one pretty much, I'm not gonna say every day because really I do love the Tower 28, so I do reach for that one if I want a little bit more glam drama, because this one doesn't provide a whole lot of glam drama. If you do layer it, if you do 2 or 3 coats, you can get there, but this is just the one I reach for on a daily basis when I'm in a rush, when I want to get out the door quickly, when I'm playing tennis, if I'm running errands. This is the one that I reach for. It's just so easy for me to use. I absolutely love it. So another empty of the Glossier. I do have a couple things that aren't empties, but I just need to get rid of. So this is going to go to the TerraCycle that Nordstrom's now has. Unfortunately, the ColorScience, these are their Flex Sun Total Protection Face Shields. And I just have to get rid of these because they both have dimethicone in them. And I discovered, as I mentioned in a previous video, I think I've discovered that I get milia from dimethicone. So it's kind of unfortunate because I'm not anti-dimethicone, you know, philosophically speaking or morally speaking. But yeah, I think that I realized that I integrated those 2 products, and then what was it? I think it was a retinol product from the Inky list. They have 2 retinol serums. They have one that's less expensive that has dimethicone in it, and now they've come out with a newer one that does not have dimethicone in it, and it's a little bit more expensive. So I was using the one with dimethicone in it. There was that, and then I think there was also one other product. So I was using several products with dimethicone in it, and then I realized that I was actually getting milia. So I got a facial, got all the milia extracted, and I have not been using any products with dimethicone since then. And I don't plan on using any products with dimethicone, and my skin feels so much better, so much smoother. I thought I was dealing with some kind of like texture issues, but then my esthetician was like, nope, you have a lot of milia that you have never had before, ever. And I've been going to her probably for 10 years or whatever. So anyway, no more dimethicone for me. I also have, let's see, a Natural Logic product here. This was from the Boxwala Beauty Box. I can't remember which month. This was the Vitamin Peptide Treatment. I think I took this on that Portugal trip with me, and I really enjoyed it. I think this is a lovely product. I was not new to this product. I think this was maybe the second time I've had this product. I really enjoyed it. It does have quite a strong scent of neroli, if I'm remembering correctly, which I really like neroli. It's, I really like it in my perfume, and it's not like it was too strong or too heavy, but it's just not one of my favorite scents in skincare. So if you love neroli, then you would love Eternal Milk, and you should definitely check it out, but it's just not something I would get again in the future. I have the Empty of the African Botanics Silver Rescue Cream. This was also another Boxwala brand new discovery for me. Absolutely loved this face cream. I wish it weren't so expensive because this would definitely become a staple product of mine, but it's upwards of I think it's over $120. I'm not 100% sure, but just a little bit too expensive, I think, to become a staple, lotion that I use every day. And actually, I'm reaching for the African Botanics product that was in that same box, and this is the Eye Contour Gel Serum. I really enjoyed using this product a lot. It's a very elegant, beautiful product. Also very, very expensive, but I can't say that I think it works any better than, let's say, the Good Molecules. I think it's the Yerba Mate eye gel cream that I love so much, and I think that's like, I don't know, $10, maybe even less than that. So while this is really elegant, really beautiful, it's definitely, in my opinion, not worth the high price. So I definitely would not get that again in the future. Really happy to have gotten it and used it. But yeah, not worth the price tag in my opinion. I do have another Bybi product. This is the Milk Melt Vegan Oat Milk Cleanser. I did get this to travel when I went to Japan because I was so impressed with this Bybi lotion. I felt like I wanted to get a few more products to travel with when I went to Japan. I was not really that impressed with this. I mean, it was okay. I was glad to have it for travel, but this is definitely not something I would get again in the future. It was just, nothing special. I can't even really remember that much about it, but I would not be getting it again. All right, so next up is the Earthwise Beauty Black Locust Firming Concentrate. And if you have been following my channel over the last few years, you know how much I love this product. And I'm not going to be doing a deep dive into ingredient lists like I said, but I absolutely love this product. It is a little bit on the expensive side, but it is loaded with amazing and incredible ingredients, including bakuchiol is in here. But you only need a couple of drops, maybe 2 or 3 drops, and I typically use this at nighttime. And you just need, like I said, 2 or 3 drops, and you can just press it into your skin, and that typically does the job. And sometimes I use it under, a moisturizer or a balm to seal it in, and it really does last for a very long time. I would say that one bottle typically lasts me at least, and definitely no lie, at least 4 to 6 months. So a little bit does really go a long way. And if you are interested in learning more about the Black Locust Firming Concentrate, definitely just you could search, how there's a little search bar, or not a search bar, but like the little spyglass down below. If you want to search within my channel, just put in Black Locust, and you will be able to find a plethora of videos where I talk about how much I love this product, and I definitely do a deeper dive into the ingredients and why I love it so much. This is kind of an interesting product. I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel because I haven't used this product for, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15, probably 15 years. This is the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser. And on a whim, when I was in Sephora and before I left for Japan, I decided to get this because, again, just, I was looking for products to travel with, and this just looked like the perfect size. And I remember liking this back in the day. So I decided to get it, and this was great. You know, this was a great, just very gentle foaming cleanser, as I'm sure many of you know, and has a very specific scent that, you know, I actually really liked it. You know, it's got a little bit of a cucumber scent, which I really don't typically like, but I really enjoyed using this. I love the silky, just very gentle foaming cleanser that it, foam that it creates, and I really did actually like the scent, and I kind of like the fact that now will have this association of this scent and this product from traveling in Japan. It was, like I said, the perfect size for about a 2-week trip, and just really enjoyed it. So I was glad that I got that for the trip. I also have an empty of a David's toothpaste. Let's see, yeah, just have one. This is the natural peppermint. Really like David's toothpaste. It's, you know, a staple. Whenever I purchase from Credo or Beauty Heroes, I will go ahead and purchase that. I do have an empty of the Live Botanical Renewing Concentrate. I have mentioned a couple times that I feel like this is one of those unsung heroes from Live Botanical. Just a very gorgeous, juicy balm. And if you know what I mean by juicy balm, there's the drier balms. Like I would say Isadora from Earthwise Beauty is definitely one of those drier kinds of balms, a little bit stiffer, goes onto the skin, you know, definitely not matte, but you're not going to get like that hyper sort of like dewy, kind of oily look on your skin. Whereas with the Renewing Concentrate, you can just like press this in, and it just like your finger would dip almost all the way into the bottom if you pressed really, really hard. And then when you put it on your skin, it just like melts right away and just almost looks like you've put, you know, liquid oil onto your skin. So it's definitely got a very juicy type of feeling, which, you know, I also really love these types of juicy balms. So this one is just absolutely gorgeous. I love the Renewing Concentrate. I think it is a stunning, beautiful balm. So if that sounds like something you would love, definitely go check out the ingredient list of the Renewing Concentrate. It is just so gorgeous. And I just don't really think that it gets as much love that it absolutely deserves. Another empty here that I am just so head over heels in love with is the Ranavat Fortifying Hair Serum. This is definitely my favorite hair oil, mainly because it does such a beautiful job, but because it smells gorgeous. It has a beautiful, beautiful scent of jasmine sambac. So it is just absolutely intoxicating to me. I love, you know, after I've applied it to my hair, I love having the remnants of it on my hands. And so I just rub it into my hands and smell it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I just love it so much. So next up is the Dafna Recovery Cleanser. This is a emulsifying cleanser that kind of goes on thick like a balm. And you can see a little bit here left. It's got an orange color to it. It has a really beautiful orange scent to it. And I did not like this as much as the first time I tried it. I think it was a discovery through Art of Organics, and Art of Organics changed their name to the Clean Beauty Box, and they're no longer in existence anymore. I really, really loved it the first time I tried it. I think this might be my second or third jar. I'm not exactly sure, but I just didn't love it. I think this is my second jar. I just didn't love it the second time around as much as I loved it the first time around. And I think it's because it was a texture thing. The second time around, I feel like the texture was a little bit almost kind of on the gooey side or something, and it just didn't rinse off as cleanly as I had remembered. So Dafna is a little bit hard to get your hands on here in the States, and it is quite expensive. So I just feel like if I'm going to spend a lot of money on a product and I'm going to go out of my way to get it, I need to be absolutely in love with it. And I'm just not as in love with it as I was the first time. So unfortunately, I don't think I would be purchasing this again in the future. Although I do, the scent is really incredible. It has such a beautiful orange scent, but you know, I just these days, especially after being on a no-buy for 9 months, you know, it really has made me realize that I just really need to love products in order to purchase them, because as you can see, I amass products pretty quickly just from PR and, you know, doing reviews and stuff. So I need to be super picky about what I bring in. So I just won't be getting that one again in the future. I did finally finish up my Drunk Elephant A Passione Retinol Cream. I really do like this product a lot. I think it's really great. I do have a few retinol products going right now, so I don't need to be purchasing this again in the future. I think I was maybe one of the few in the minority who actually really liked this tube packaging. They have since changed it to their more bulky plastic packaging, which I really don't like. I don't like all that unnecessary packaging. I can put this in my curbside recycling since it is this aluminum tube. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't really like to buy that big, like I said, big bulky plastic Drunk Elephant packaging, so that is kind of a bummer. So I actually don't know if I'm going to be repurchasing that one again in the future. I do have an empty here of the Sahara Rose Hydra C Serum. Again, if you guys have been frequenting my channel, you know that I absolutely love this product. This is probably my favorite vitamin C serum. This also has mothbean in it, which I absolutely love. So yeah, this is just a huge favorite of mine. Again, this is one of those products that you can just search down below if you're intrigued as to why I love it so much. This was on my favorites of 2021, I believe. So you could check out that video to learn more about it. But yeah, you could also just search it down below to see why I love it so much. But yes, another empty one of these. This has become a staple of mine. I love to use it in the morning and I use it almost every single day. I do have an empty of the 12 Beauty Nutritive Repair Emulsion. This is an emulsion, but on the lotion side of the emulsion spectrum. This is really great for people who have sensitive skin. And if you like the lotion-y type emulsion serums, this does definitely feel like a lotion on your skin. This is, again, on the expensive side. This was a Boxwalla Discovery. I really, really love it. I don't think it is something I would purchase on the regular unless it was on sale, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous product. And I do also have another 12 Beauty empty here. This is the Intelligent Frontier Facial Oil. This is also another beautiful oil. I love this one so much as well. But again, very, very expensive. So I was really thrilled to be able to get my hands on this. I think I purchased another backup box. So this is, I think, my second bottle of this one. Such a beautiful oil. So sad that it is very expensive. So I don't know as if I would repurchase that one on my own, because I do have other oils that are also just as beautiful that are not quite as expensive. So I don't know. I will have to see how much I absolutely miss having this one in my collection. It may be something that I treat myself to when Boxwalla maybe has a 20% off. I might treat myself to the small. They have a really small, I think maybe a 10 ml bottle of this one, so that I might purchase when they have a sale in the future. So we'll have to see if I actually take the plunge on that one. I also have a Live Botanical Ambient Moisture Liquid. This is something that I do need to purchase. I don't know if it's, well, I don't know if it's an actual need, because I do have several emulsion type serums going right now, but I will definitely, if I don't feel like I absolutely need it during my no buy for these next 3 months, this will definitely be something that I purchase in April 100%. When my little 3-month no buy comes to an end. This is a beautiful, beautiful emulsion serum that I adore. And it does say moisture liquid. This is a little bit on the lotion-y side when compared to a true like liquid type emulsion, but it's just so, so beautiful. I highly recommend it. It has a gorgeous scent of strawberry that is just completely addictive. And we're almost done here, closing in on the last few products. One I want to talk about here is the Bloom Effects Black Tulip. This is a beautiful product, a lovely discovery from this past year, 2022. This is a lovely retinol product, or actually retinoid product. It doesn't have retinol in it. It has a retinoid in here. If you're curious about it, definitely check out my review from the Boxwalla Beauty Box. I can't remember which month it is, but again, you can search it down below. Beautiful product that I absolutely love. I was sent this this in PR because I do reviews for the Boxwalla, but I went ahead and purchased this box on my own so that I would have a backup. So I do have another bottle of this going, and I absolutely love it. It is a gorgeous retinoid serum. And the next product here is a little sample that I have from Sahajan. I don't know if I'm saying their name correctly, Sahajan. This is their Golden Milk Cleanser, and this is just a tiny little travel size. I believe I got this through Credo, and I ended up really liking this. And I think I took this on a weekend trip with me when I was traveling with my son for a tennis tournament that he had, and I really like this. If I'm remembering correctly, it's just like a milky cleanser that slightly emulsifies just in a really nice, beautiful foaming cleanser. And the scent of it, I believe it has cardamom in it. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of cardamom, but I just really enjoyed the scent. So this is something that I would look forward to getting in the full size. So maybe this is something that come April, if I do find that I need a foaming cleanser, that is something that I would definitely like to pick up. And then I do have an empty of the Kerry-Gron Lip Whip. I love this product so much. I just really emptied this one all the way down. You can see I did not clean this at all with soap and water. This is purely from me digging this out with my pinky finger, trying to get the very, very last bits of this lip balm. I absolutely love this, and I have another one. I purchased a full size, so I think this might be the 4th or 5th empty of this. And then last but not least, this goes kind of in that lifestyle category. This is the Papier d'Harmonie. These are little incense papers, an empty of this little booklet. If you're not familiar with these are little like incense papers these have been around for forever. I was first introduced to these when I lived in Eugene in the early 90s. These are so beautiful. The scent of these are just gorgeous, and they just burn really fast. So if you don't want to commit to a whole incense stick, these are perfect. I love them, they're beautiful, and I always love having these on hand. And you can get these at Beauty Habit if you don't have a local source to purchase these from. So I always get mine from Beauty Habit. So this is the last thing that I have to talk about in my empties video. And I love ending here on this one because this is just such a huge favorite of mine and something that is near and dear to my heart that I've been using for so long. So I feel like I'm out of breath. That does it, you guys. That is a whole slew of empties that I have, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask down below, because I know I did not really go into any kind of a deep dive into any of these products. So please feel free to ask me down below if you have any questions about anything. If the newsletter, if Trish Notes sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe to that. I will link that down below so that is easy to subscribe to. And yeah, that's it. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I thank you so much for watching. And if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.